Awesome. Hey, kia ora. Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Sun City in Arizona. I hope you've all had a super fantastic sparkling Serenity Sunday. What did you get up to today? What fun things did you do today for Serenity Sunday to help you relax, recoup, recharge, get ready for an amazing week that's coming up? We had okay, so my brain was already fried on Friday after I finished the genealogy course. I've just finished, today I finished day 2 of the S.P.A event, and S.P.A stands for Super Productivity Achiever. And we had day 2 today, and we finished around 1:30-ish, I think. 1:30, 1:45. I know it was before 2 o'clock, because it was around 2 o'clock when we got in the car to go for our Sunday mystery drive. Yes, we didn't get to do our Sunday. Zephyr was very upset this morning because we didn't get to go for our Sunday mystery drive today. But first, before we get to that little story, the day 2 Super Productivity Achiever was just incredible. Coming off the week of my genealogy class and knowing from what I learned this past week regarding genealogy, research, resources, all of that cool stuff, I know that I need to get more organized than what I am. Now, I'm pretty organized when it comes to genealogy research. I can be a little scatterbrained when it comes to genealogy research, because you go diving into one area and it's sort of like, oh, what's off over here? Oh, what's off over here? So it's taking that energy and focusing it to find that one fact that you need to find so that you can get it found quickly and efficiently, and learn to take notes of where you want to go back to. Instead of following the rabbit down the rabbit hole, we need to stay on the path. And so I learned a lot about that this week when it comes to research and why it is important to, yes, there are times you will go down the rabbit hole and follow the rabbit through the rabbit warren and everything else. Totally get that. I do it a lot. But there are times that you need to stay focused and on the path. And we got instructed on how to recognize that, how to do that. And it made such a huge difference. It was sort of like a very eye-opening thing, because I am very scatterbrained and shiny object syndrome, and down the rabbit hole, I'll go down all the different warrens and everything else. And, oh, what's down off over here? And I get distracted very easily. So learning that I need to stay on a path and be more productive it's something that's been drilled into me for a while with the mastermind group I belong to, and it's an incredible mastermind group. But this weekend, when I attended the Super Productivity Achiever event, the S.P.A event, it showed me, it made sense. Let's just put it that way. The productivity side of it, of yes, I've got all the shiny objects around me, all the sparkle. I just sparkle. It's just as simple. I mean, my shirt even says live, love, and sparkle. You can't see the sparkle if I pull it up too much. Yes, I'm not sure how low the camera goes. But it says live, love, sparkle. Pretty cool, huh? And even the lead, I don't know if you can see that on the thing, but see, great example of getting distracted. You guys have seen it time and time again, I swear. But it says live, love, sparkle on it. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, productivity, keeping focused. You can see how long that lasts. But I have to say, they put on such an amazing event where it actually made sense. And here's the struggle that I had. On Friday, I knew this event was coming up over the 2 days over the weekend, and I was just like brain fried. I had had all this great information put in. My brain's processing it. I'm writing notes here and there. Believe it or not even in one place. It's just whatever was close to write on at the time. I would write notes in here and there, and oh yeah, I got to go do this and write that down. So rather than getting up and go, so I've got paper and pens scattered throughout the RV. It's only 32 feet long, and at the widest part, it is 8 feet plus another 3, about 11 feet wide in some areas. And even just getting up from one seat and walking across to the table over here from my recliner to the table, sometimes too much effort. So I have pen and paper by me on my little table next to the recliner. by the bedroom, which is just around the corner here. 4 feet that way, or maybe 6 by the time you're taking the turns and all that. There's more pen and paper there, so it's not that far away to get to pen and paper. So I have it scattered throughout, and and I'm just taking notes here and there about things that would pop into my mind. And when I'm out walking, that's a whole other thing, because I've got a dog, I've got a leash. How do you take notes? That's where the hell do we go? There it is. This is where this comes in, and it's got a voicemail thingy on it. Or if I don't feel like turning that on, I have this little hoodookie. This little hoodookie is a digital recorder. It records months of information. Months. We're not talking days on this thing. I can't remember the recording time on this thing, but you can download it and all of that. It's a lot that you can put into this little thing. So I have this with me because it means having to take this out, find the voicemail program on here. Yes, I have the Bluetooth headset on that I can talk into, but this is a lot quicker to pull out, hit the record button, speak into it, stop it, put it back into my pocket, and we're off again. So I have lots of different ways of recording ideas and things. And so instead of putting everything into one place, it's scattered. And so this week here, and so on Friday, I had been taking notes all over the place, leaving them all throughout the RV. There's Post-it notes everywhere. There are Post-it notes everywhere. But what's really cool is that somebody in the background, they had a wall that had paper stuck up, and they had Post-it notes all around the different pages that were stuck. And I'm like, I like their wall. It was amazing. But one thing this weekend, and so on Friday, I was like, I am not going to go this weekend. I am not going to go. I am just too tired. The brain's fried. There's no way I can cram any more information in there. I've heard this productivity stuff so many times through the mastermind group. I'm not going to go. Nah, I'm not going to go. I find myself getting up the next morning, Saturday morning, going through my normal get up morning routine. Go out, walk the dog, got waylaid by another dog, and says, look, I got to go. I've got to get online. I've got a 2-day conference coming up. And they're like, you're doing a lot of conferences lately. I said, I know. And I got back here and put on my sparkly shirt, put my face on, did the Facebook Live. And then the next thing I knew is that I was at the event. There was just no question about it. Yes, the naysayers in my head kept saying, no, you're too exhausted, you're too tired, you got too much to process. But what was different about, I had an event where I learned a lot about genealogy, a lot about different resources available to me that I didn't know, because US, New Zealand, very different resources, and where the resources are held. They could be held at city level, state, town level, county level, state level, national level. It's like, where the hell do you go? And then there was records I didn't even know that we had access to. So I'm now kind of going to go back through some of I'm going to finish off with the client that I have right now. And then I'm probably going to go back and redo some of the research that I've done for other clients to see if I can find more information for them. Because I felt like after this weekend, after this week, I felt like I shortchanged them a little bit. But then I got to this productivity thing, and I started going through this, and it made sense. It clicked. Something in my brain clicked. I was ready to hear the information that they had, despite that little naysayer voice going, nope, you're not going, you're too tired, your brain's too exhausted, there's no more room in here for anything else. You got that little voice going on inside your head. Despite that going on inside my head, I went to the event anyway, because when it's that the body says yes, do it, the little naysayer in your head's going, nope, don't do it, but your body wants to anyway. And so you find yourself sitting down and starting to listen to what's going on. And meanwhile, that little voice is going, what are you doing here? Your brain's fired. You're not going to take in any information. Ooh. And the volume on it starts getting lower and lower and lower until it is cut out completely. And it's when you don't feel like doing something, when you sit there and go, I don't wanna, it's when you start getting that feeling and hearing that little naysayer voice, we're not doing this. No, not going to do it. That's the time that you need to go do it. It's get your butt in that seat and go to that event. It doesn't matter, it's easy, so much easier right now with everybody getting onto Zoom. Because it's easy. You can sit down at the computer and you're online. That's like a quick decision to make. It's when you've got to drive those distances. There were times when I was living in San Diego and I'd have to drive up to LA for the mastermind group. And that little naysayer voice, no, it's too far to go. It's going to be too much traffic. And I'll get on my road and find myself sitting up there, and that little naysayer voice starting a little louder, and then he'd start getting, the closer we got to LA, he would start tuning down and getting quieter and quieter and quieter. I didn't hear him anymore. And then one morning I felt like, I really don't feel like driving. I literally, my body was like, I'm done. I've had an exhausting week. I don't even know where I'm going to find the energy to drive. But the next morning I would get up, I would put my overnight bag and I would always take an overnight bag with me. I usually drove up, did the thing, and came back in the same day. But there were times but I had learned, put an overnight bag in the car in case you are physically incapable of driving home. And I had places I could go stay. It was not a problem. And that was my backup. The bag was always there. But I would find myself getting up at the right time, showering, getting dressed, everything else, getting in the car and driving, and leaving house on time so I would arrive on time. It's when those naysayer voices get in there and tell you not to go, that is the time you need to shut it up and go anyway, because that is the time that you will learn and absorb the best information that you have ever heard. Even if you have heard it 10,000 times before, that day it will click, it will make sense, and you're like, I'm doing this. And you start committing yourself to that process, whatever it is that you've learned that day, you now make that commitment to it, because it is the right time for you to hear that information, even with the little naysayer going, nah, 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 nah. Just shut it off. Just get in the car, go to that event, sit down in front of the computer, go to the event. That is the time that you will get the most out of that event. You may have heard it 10,000 times before, but now you are ready to receive. So that's what I had to do this weekend. It was a difficult process to go through, because I very could have easily just gone and crawled back into bed and gone back to sleep. But nope, I was committed. Plus, I'd also promised that I would do some more work for the organizers in the meeting. I was like, well, if I'm not there, somebody else is going to have to do it, and that's going to upset them. I really don't want to upset them. So, you got those little things that you do that you just kind of fall into doing during meetings and things. And like, well, if I'm not there, nobody's going to be there to do it. So there was that reason too. But, I pushed through. I got to the other side. I have absolutely zero regrets about not attending this weekend. This weekend was full of amazement. A lot of aha moments. I've got lots of glittery nuggets floating around that I am going to commit to, and I am committing to, not going to, I am committing to. But when the thing finished, it was like, okay, I have to process this before I can start writing it down. And Zeffie was a little upset because it was Sunday and we did not go for our mystery drive this morning. We went for our walk. She goes and stands by the car. I go and unlock the RV, and she's standing one side of the concrete pad. I'm standing the other side with her leash in between us, and she just looks at me and looks back at the car. And I'm looking at the door and going, we have to go inside. And it would have been very easy for us to unlock the car, get in because the keys are all on the same keychain, and go for our drive. And I always carry my ID and my credit card in my pocket anyway with me whenever we go out walking. And just in case I decide to get in the car and go for a drive. Those impulse drives. And I said to her, sorry, sweetie, we got to go inside today. We got to do the rest of that class. And she pulls me towards the car, and I'm like, no, we are going inside. Got to get online. I've got I think it was 15 minutes to go get changed and get online. Get changed, put the face on, get on, do my live, and then get onto the morning session. And so I did that, and she was not happy with me. No, because we hadn't gone for our ride. So once the thing finished, I thought, okay, we are now going to, and I said to her, as soon as this is over, we're going to go do our Sunday mystery drive. And so we did. That's what we did. And I had a whole bunch of boxes that I'd received. I received stuff over the last few weeks where I'd just broken them down inside the stack of empty boxes that I needed to go to the recycle bin. So I loaded up the trunk of the car, and that was our first stop. First we did a little quick pee break for her. A little pee walk for her down to the end of the grass area so she could do her thing. And then we came back, got in the car, drove over to the dumpster, got rid of all of the cardboard boxes. Also, my pampered chef daughter had arrived too, so there were some big boxes. So it was like, okay, we've got to get rid of this stuff now. And I still have my air fryer sitting in its box because I unpacked it yesterday out of its shipping box, and I sort of looked at my counter and went, when did all that crap appear on my counter? It's still there. I'm like, I have nowhere to set up my fry, so I'm not unpacking it right now. And I'm like looking at my counter going, when did all that stuff appear on my counter? So I have to clean up my kitchen counter. I don't know. I've got I got jars of protein powder up there. I've got plastic containers, clean plastic containers sitting there. And I'm sort of like, where did that come from? So I've got to empty that first before I can put the fryer out. And so I'm looking forward to getting the fryer out. But we went for our drive, and we had to go get gas first. So we went and did that first. And then we did a 30-mile round trip. Yeah. I thought, I'm going to go, because Casey had told me about this bookstore, this used bookstore. I thought, I wonder where it is. And so I went for a drive down there, and I thought, let's just go trolling around this shopping center. So I went to the first shopping center because I knew there was a Jack in the Box there, and they would still have breakfast on at 2:00 in the afternoon because they serve breakfast all day. And I thought, well, let's just go for a drive around and see what's around the back, because I kind of knew what was around the front area because that's where the PetSmart is and the Home Depot is, and Michael's is there, and Office Max is there. So I knew those stores, and I thought, well, let's go, because I know people keep going around the back, so let's go see what's around the back. Oh, we found a whole nother world around there. There was a Walmart around there. There was some restaurants around the back there. There was a shoe store back there. We found an Einstein's Bagels, and there was a line in a drive-thru. I thought, Einstein's has a drive-thru. Oh, I wonder what they have on their menu, because we're always looking for different places to try. So we got into line there, and they had all these different breakfast bagels, but you could get them as long as they were open. So I'm looking down the list there, and I'm like, and they had guacamole and all that, and I'm like thinking, yeah, that'll have onions in it, that'll be spicy. And I came down this one that was bacon, avocado, and tomatoes. So it was a BLT, but with avocados instead of lettuce. So it was a BAT, it was a BAT, and egg whites. And so we ordered that, and I said, does it come on a plain bagel? She says, yeah. I said, can I change the bagel? She said, absolutely. I said, this might sound really weird, but can I get that on a blueberry bagel? And she's like, okay. I'm like, sweet. So I got that. Asked for a iced mocha, easy ice, because I don't like a lot of ice. I don't like ice, period. But there are some drinks you have to have ice in, and so the less ice that they can put in there without affecting the flavor of the drink, the better. So I asked for easy ice. They finally gave me a drink, and I thought, this is not light on the ice. I thought, if this is their version of light ice, I would hate to see how much ice mocha I would actually get. And I'm not a big coffee drinker. I am not a big coffee drinker. But the size cup that they gave me and the amount of ice that was in there, I thought, and this is easy. If this is easy ice, then they must really pack the ice in there, and you get a dribble of coffee, of the ice mocha in there. So, and so I got that, got the bagel. We found a shady place to sit. It was 106 degrees or something outside today. And it was hot. And the and we had air quality warnings out as well. And I was like, I'm totally screwed. So we didn't even try looking for a dog park, because if it's bad air quality out there, I'm going to end up coughing most of the time. That's why the voice is a little hoarse. And I'm sitting there in the drive-thru thing, and I'm putting my hand up at the thing, and that's not very cold air coming out of there. And I'm looking at all the buttons and things. I'm still learning the vehicle every now and again. And I thought, I wonder what happens if I press this button. It was AC, and I'm thinking, and I pressed it, and it suddenly switched to on, and I'm like, oh crap, it's been off all this stuff. Here we are driving around 100 and something degree temperatures. The thing's blowing away and everything else, and the AC's off. So we put the AC on, and I could start feeling the cold air coming out, and I'm like, yay! At least I thought it's pretty hot in here. I had no AC on. Oh my gosh! And so then I thought, I really feel like having a nap. So I sort of kind of started coming home again after we had our bagel. It was actually pretty good. Although they put way too much pepper on it. I don't like pepper on anything, and they had way too much pepper. Zeffie loved the eggs. There was egg whites. She loved those. So. And I had them put 2 egg whites in there. So she had one, I had one with everything else, and she was happy with her one. And so we started coming home, and I thought, well, hang on. I don't think I've been south on the 60 before. I've been north on the 60, but I don't think I've been south on the 60. So we hopped on the 60 and just drove. And we ended up getting off in historic downtown Glendale, and ended up winding our way back, and ended up coming across Bell Road. So we turned onto that. Actually, I think I turned onto another road before I turned on off that street. And I think I turned onto another road before I got to Bell Road. But we ended up doing, it was like a 30-mile circuit or something before we ended up back here. Never did find the bookstore, never got far finding the bookstore, so we'll have to get more directions on where that one is. But, we had a great drive, and then I got home from that, and Zeffie has a drink of water, even though she had a bowl of cold water in the thing, because she makes sure I fill up her water with water out of the refrigerator. I've got little bottles that fill up her little water bowl that we have in the car, and it's one of those traveling ones that has the lip come over so it doesn't splosh everywhere, and then the bottom of it is angled so it conforms to the slant on the back seat. And she's gotten used to it there. So the first thing she does when she gets in the car is she goes and checks out the bowl. And I'm like, okay, so I get my little bottle, I go over there, I tip out if there's anything left in there, and I fill it up with cold water, and she'll sometimes take a drink out of that. So and then sometimes she'll drink during the trip and all that sort of stuff. And so we got back and got inside. She goes and has another drink of water, and I looked at her and I thought, I'm gonna go take a nap. I need a nap. My brain is still processing. So I woke up from so I went and laid down, read for a little bit, did a little bit on Facebook, read for a little bit, dozed. Didn't really nap, just dozed. It was nice. And then I sort of thought, I wonder what time it is. And my clock next to my bed said 17:43, and I thought, I didn't even hear my phone ding, because my phone is set up to go off 30 minutes before the live and 10 minutes before the live, and I didn't even hear the 30-minute warning go off. So I must have dropped off at some point. But yeah, so I had this delicious afternoon nap dozing thing, and now I'm ready to go and do some planning towards this week. Even though my week is already planned out, it's already in my planner, I think there's going to be some tweaks and changes made to it. But I've been going, even when I was laying down trying to nap, my brain was going, well, if we did this and this, then that would help with that. And it started like going through different procedures for things and I was like, I just want a nap. But the brain wouldn't shut up. But anyway, that has been our Sunday. I'm awake. I'm raring to go. We're going to go out for a WALK in about 45 minutes when the sun's gotten down. The sun has to get to a certain level before we'll go out, because I want to get walking in as much shade as possible instead of in the sun, because at this time of the day it will still be, I can tell you. I'm going to have a look-see here and see. Let's see. It is still outside currently. Cannot be 105. It's 105 outside right now. Yes. I don't even know when it's going to start. They're saying at 7 o'clock, which is in 35 minutes, that it's going to drop to 99 in the next 35 minutes from 105. Yeah. We'll be going for our walk after 7 o'clock. She's up there asleep. She didn't even come and have a nap with me. She usually naps with me, but she didn't today. But anyway, so that's been our weekend, our Sunday. It's been awesome. I didn't get to have the day off like I normally do, but that's okay. It was a fantastic day anyway. I understood a lot more now about procedures and processes and projects and all that sort of stuff, and I'm ready to start drawing things up. When I kind of have a checklist I go through when I get new clients. What information do I get from them, and that sort of thing, and then it's sort of like, what do I then do with that information? And so, what's our starting point? What's the system, the procedures I go through to do this? And then when it gets to the research, it's what research tools do I need to get for this, that, and the other thing? And actually, in one of our classes, we got this incredible, on one of the books, I think it was in the syllabus. I think it was in the actual handbook that we had. I actually went and got that printed because it was online, and I'm like, there's no way. I don't do online manuals. So I actually got that printed and bound and everything else. And I think that's one of those pages in there that had a full checklist in there. And I'm like looking at this thing going, I don't have that on my checklist. I don't have that on my checklist. I don't have that one. I've got that one. I've got that one. No, don't have that one. So I know I need to go through my checklist and update my template, because I have a template that I use, and so I need to go update that template so that when I pass the information back to the client, they have a full checklist of things that they can now go and research, and I check off what we've already got, what we've already confirmed, researched, and all of that, and then it gives them a roadmap of places that information they can now go and look up, or they can get me to go look it up for them. So anyway, that's what we're going to be doing. But anyway, let us know what you got up to today. I talked way too long today. How was your Sunday? We've got, hey, Mary. I love my shirt. Oh, thank you. I like my shirt too. Wanted to go, but we were out of town with family. Oh, yeah, that's okay. Family is important. Family is important, Mary. Totally get that one. And it was incredible. It was the first time they had done the super productive achiever. I can't wait for them to do it again. It was that good. I want to go back and do it all over again. Thankfully, I get copies of the recording so I can go do that, but I want to be there with other people participating, getting different ideas coming through from different people and things, because that's where I learn as well. It's not just what the facilitators have for the event and what they're saying that works as well. It's also what other people, their ideas, their thoughts, their reactions to different ideas, and then they kind of get to talk it out a little bit and things, and we have breakthrough zones. I didn't tell you that. We have breakthrough zones. We had 2 breakthrough zones, one on Saturday and one on Sunday. They were awesome. Yes, very awesome. My favorite part. Wish we had time for more, but we didn't. So we got 2 in, so I was thankful for the 2 that we got in. And one of the things that I got this week, which I put up yesterday and I've been using it today, is I got this little footstool to go under the table here to help, because when I'm sitting here for time working, and I do take my breaks and everything, but my left foot, which has the bad ankle on it, tends to swell up a little bit when I'm sitting. So I've got this, and it's just a little footstool, and I pulled it out of the box. I'm like, where are the feet? And on the underside, there was a zippered compartment, and you open up the zippered compartment, and there were the legs. You pulled the legs out, screwed them in. It's now sitting under the table. I've been using it today. My ankle hasn't swelled up at all. And I'm like, I kind of like this. And then I'm looking, it's on one side of the leg under the table. I thought, well, if I put a second one on the other side, then I'm going to have both feet up. And so I ordered a second one today. So I'm going to have these 2 little footstools side by side of the thing there. And I've got a little bench, and I've created a little bench that almost goes the whole length of the booth here, where I can put my feet up while I'm working. And it just helps you sit up a little upright, and I've got an angled cushion on there that's designed for one that you put your feet on. But of course, my legs are a little on the short side. So by putting the foot cushion thing that's curved on one side and flat on the other side, where I can put it there and I can do foot exercises on it and rock it. I've got that on top of the little footstool. It worked great today. It was awesome. It's like, that's why I had to go get another cushion, another footstool. So I've got that ordered, and that'll be here on Tuesday. So I'm going to see if I can sneak out at some point and go pick it up. I have to work on Tuesday. So we'll see. Oh, actually, no, I can't. I've got an appointment on Tuesday. So I can't do that. But good news. Here's the good news. Starting, not this week, starting next week, on Tuesdays and Fridays, we're going to start having guests on with us on the evening Facebook Lives. I'm going to bring in different people from different walks of life, so you get to hear their stories. And the reason I'm doing that is because with genealogy, stories are important. Life stories are important. So I'm going to be talking more about telling your story during the week. This week we're going to try and theme it to the day. But the importance of telling stories is going to be one of the things we're going to be talking about this week. And then we're going to be bringing people on to tell their story. And you'll get to learn, meet some incredible people who have amazing businesses and everything else, and some of the challenges that they've overcome, but it's all part of their story. So we're going to start telling stories and hearing stories and learning to tell our own story. I may even come up with like I gotta write that down. Anyway, I gotta go. Okay. You're going to find out about that one later on. Anyway, I'm out of here. Have a super fantastic, sparkling rest of your Serenity Sunday. Make sure you've got your week planned, your week ready to go. Mine is already scheduled out. It is in my planner. It is in my, my planner syncs with my computer only because I manually type everything in. But I'm one of those people that's got to be on pen and paper first before it gets to the electronic side. But anyway, go have a super fantastic, sparkling rest of your Serenity Sunday. We'll catch you guys back here bright and early tomorrow morning for Magic Monday. Hei konara.